Montag lieben, glauben, globen.
Howdy, boys.
Hey, fellow Cortanas, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Cropivian, and today I'm talking about Supernatural Season 5. Was it really the best way to end Supernatural back then? And should it have been the proper series finale? I wanted to dig deep into this because I hear it all the time that a lot of critics and fans alike think that, in their opinion, Season 5's series or season finale, Swan Song, should have been the end of Supernatural as a whole. Now, in technicality or reality, Eric Kripke only had Season 1 through Season 5 planned back then when he came up with the show Supernatural. And he's talked about that a few times, and a lot of fans believe that where Swan Song ended, that is where it should have ended, with Dean with Lisa and Ben and Salmon in hell. Now, I can see where that is very much a great possibility for a proper ending. However, I don't believe that Swan Song was the best ending that could have been given for Sam and Dean's story. While that does tie up the whole free will thing, Kaz has rebelled and is, by the end of Season 5, he's off back in heaven and is trying to figure out how to work things there. Sam, as far as we know for a certain time, is in hell in the cage with Michael and Lucifer. And like I said, Dean's with Lisa and Ben, living a normal apple pie life, something he thought he'd never have in his entirety because he always thought he was a hunter and that's what he was supposed to be and do. But there's just a lot about that finale that was just good for a season finale. And it was a good end to Season 1 through 5's story, which I call the Apocalypse Saga. Because I think that if you would have ended it on the note of panning down from the street light turning off, and then you see Sam standing there, the fans would have been clamoring for more. Why was it that he was back all of a sudden? And I'm sure that probably wasn't in the original draft of the script. If it was, then, and if they had done it that way, it would have left such a wide opening for Supernatural to come back for a Season 6 anyway. It just didn't really make a whole lot of sense to leave it on that note right when you freeze on Sam, and that's the last thing you see in Season 5. And Season 5 was a good ending to a long 5-season story that was told through meeting Sam and Dean and John in Season 1, to Season 2 losing John and getting their revenge, to Season 3, so on and so on, all the way up to Season 5, where you come full circle with literally being able to beat the devil himself by throwing him back into his cage with his brother Michael. I think it just would have left a lot to be desired for the fans. Like, why is Sam back? Why, is Dean really gonna be able to live this normal apple pie life without finding his way back to hunting? I mean, it's just, everything would have been left so wide open on every single front that you would have to eventually come back and continue the story, because anything that is left on a cliffhanger or an open ending, it's not a good ending. And while that may not have been what anybody, Eric Kripke, Sarah Gamble, Robert Singer, anybody probably would have intended in an original draft for season 5's ending. I think that had Sam stayed in the cage with Michael and Lucifer, I think Dean would have stayed with Lisa and Ben. Kaz would have been up, in heaven or off doing whatever. That would have been the best way for season 5 to end if they would have went that route. But having Sam all of a sudden back from a fate that was stated that he wasn't going to come back from, or at least supposedly not come back from, it would have left too many questions rather than answers, because it was stated all the time throughout season 5, nearing the season finale, that if Sam goes through with this, and if he's able to get Lucifer back in his cage, Sam's not coming back. I mean, he just wasn't. And then all of a sudden he's there underneath a light post, watching Dean with Lisa and Ben. You can't end it like that. I mean, you just can't end a series in 5 seasons like that and expect everything to be, okay, that was a good series finale. I like that. That was the best way to end it. No. It was better that it was prolonged and that we got more time with Sam and Dean and got more interesting stories along the road, and it had the bunker get introduced and purgatory, and, for whatever it's worth, to end it the way they ended it with season 15 and how they ended it, it was the perfect ending to Sam and Dean's story. And overall, I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't, as a fan of Supernatural, there's no reason for season 5 to be the end of the entire story. Now, this is just my opinion, and this is just what I think, but season 5 just left too much open, and while everything was coming to a head, and you're dealing with the apocalypse, and it just feels like that is the best way that you could end it in the most epic possible way you could imagine. That's not always the case, because while it felt epic and it felt big and it felt, like the most dire situation that Sam and Dean had faced, there's always something more dire that you can face somewhere down the road, and of course that would become Chuck eventually for season 15. But yeah, I mean, those are just my thoughts on season 5's season finale as the supposed proper ending and the true ending to Supernatural. I mean, it was a great finale to an epic 5-season story that had been told up to that point in, like I said, what I call the apocalypse saga of Supernatural. And it's just an amazing story with amazing actors that, had it ended the way it did back in season 5, would have left a lot of fans going, what now? Are we not going to get a renew for more? I mean, how do you end it with just that? I mean, it would have made the fans' imagination run wild, and more fan stories and stuff like that would come out online, but it just wasn't the proper ending, in my opinion, for Supernatural. Season 15's, both the season finale and the series finale for Supernatural, was just, they were the two best ways that you could end everything and tie everything up, and it was done perfectly, in my opinion. So, that is all for this video. I thank everybody so much for watching. Go ahead and leave a thumb on that like button. If you want to subscribe, it'd be really cool of you. And if you want to leave a comment down below on your thoughts on season 5 as the series finale, go ahead and leave them down below. I always love hearing from you guys. Aside from that, always remember to imagine your dream, create your happiness, and live your life on the edge. And I will see you in that next episode. See ya.
You are no longer a part of this story. Hey, ass butt. Ass butt?